We're less than 2 weeks from Election Day, and the candidates and their surrogates continue to focus on Wisconsin.
Minnesota First Lady Gwen Walz, wife of vice presidential nominee Tim Walz, sat down with our Maddie Heinz to talk about campaigning, family, and reproductive rights.
I'm joined by the First Lady of Minnesota, wife of Minnesota Governor and Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz, Mrs. Gwen Walz. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Maddie. Please call me Gwen.
Will do. So let's get right into it. Your role on the campaign trail, the spouse of a major party candidate, that's a largely undefined role. And you've seen this sudden thrust onto the national stage, this nonstop campaign. What does that look like for you, and how do you define the role for yourself?
Well, first, could I just say hi, Wisconsin? Hi, neighbors. It's good to be with you. So the great part about being on the campaign and even being on the national campaign, which has been a change, has been I've gotten to start in places like Wisconsin and be there often. And that feels very much like Minnesota. Our values are very similar. We care about the same things. We have middle class concerns, and that has made the adjustment easier. I cannot tell a lie. It is a big stage, and the stakes could not be higher. And so I have just said, let me know what I can do to be helpful in this race. And, you know, my mom has this saying she would say to me all the time. If you've heard me on the trail, she would say, Gwen, do the work that's in front of you. And with this campaign, it has been easy to define the work in front of me, which has led me to traveling to so many states and meeting so many great people and talking about issues that are important to me as a mom, as a teacher, as a first lady, but as a sister and a friend, and you know, as a good neighbor.
I want to talk reproductive rights for a second. You and Governor Walz have been a proud and public example of alternative methods to starting a family. What has it meant for you to have those personal, pretty intimate details of your journey so public and so political?
Well, Maddie, this was a story that Tim and I really didn't talk about for 20 years, even to people who were really close to us, because it was something we went through, and you know, it was challenging and it was hard. And we have two beautiful children, Hope and Gus, and we're so grateful for that. I'm a pretty private person, I would say, and so to tell that story was not, again, easy, but I decided I had to. And Tim felt the same way, and that we were going to do it. And we were going to do it at every chance we could, because we wanted to make a difference. And we wanted everyone who wanted the option to make their own choice in reproductive freedom, in reproductive rights, to have the same rights that we did, whether that would be to seek fertility treatments or birth control or not having children at all. So I tell that story for that very purpose, because I trust women and I think it's important, and I have a platform to say that. And I am advocating for reproductive freedom for each and every person in this country.
Well, Ms. Gwen Walz, the First Lady of Minnesota, thank you so much for joining us today.
Maddie, thanks so much. And let's get out there and vote, everybody.